Guys, welcome to this module in the program. Now, first things first, I just want to say I apologize for any background noise. It is currently raining where I am, so if you hear a bit of background noise, that's why. But look, guys, let's get straight into this module. So in this module, I want to talk about email logistics / health. So this is more as like before you do your outreach, before you start emailing companies and whatnot, there's a few things that you need to put in place, or at least ensure that your email, stays healthy and it stays, essentially stays healthy, because you do not, the last thing you want, and I go into this as well, into this module, but just to touch on it quickly, the last thing you want is for your emails to be sent to spam, because, I'm sure you know yourself, when in your own email and whatnot, if you're, it's probably 9 out of 10 people never ever check their spam, never look at anything other than what's in their primary inbox. And for sure, guys, I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I never clean out my spam. I never ever go in there. So if an email doesn't go into my primary, my primary inbox, then I literally don't see the email, no matter what it is. So this is probably, it's the same trait that probably majority of business owners do as well, is they never check their spam. And so what I'm trying to get at is, if your emails are going into spam, it's almost like there's almost no point in you outreaching, because nobody's going to see the email. So you want to implement a few things to make sure that your email stays healthy, and make sure that over the course of, not only when you start, you implement a few things initially, but also as you continue to send out multiple emails per day and, multiple emails per week and per month, you want to make sure that you're consistently keeping on top of your email health, because again, that's going to, obviously it's going to push it, making sure that your emails are continuously pushing to the primary, and that's obviously just going to directly correlate with the conversion rate that you get, right? If nobody's seeing your emails, you're never going to set any meetings. So it's super important. And in this video, just before we dive straight into the email outreach and whatnot, as I say, I just want to cover this so you guys know exactly how to make sure that your email is consistently healthy, it's consistently being pushed to the primary inbox, etc., etc. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. So first things first, as I say, this just quickly going back to this side, this module is talking about email logistics and email health. Okay, so email logistics is provider plus domain. So how do you even reach out to them? What emails do you even use? Like, logistically, what are we doing? So first things first, you want to use the G Suite ecosystem. Like, guys, I cannot stress enough how important it is that you do not use anything else other than the G Suite ecosystem for your domain and your email. And also, as added bonuses, G Suite actually encompasses Google Docs, Sheets, Forms, etc. So you actually get a whole heap of like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, etc., etc., like that. You get Google's version of that, as well as an actual domain. So like, as I've got there, you also get a domain and personalized email. So for example, everything that I've got is currently set up through G Suite as well, for my agency and for my personal brand. And so I've got baxconsulting.com, and I've also got kai@baxconsulting.com. So I've got my domain, which is baxconsulting.com, and I've also got my email, which is kai@baxconsulting.com, right? Instead of it being at Gmail, it's at baxconsulting, and all of this is done within the G Suite ecosystem, okay? And on top of that, as I said before, you get like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Slides, which is like PowerPoint, all of this stuff. And I'm pretty sure right now at the point of recording this, it's around $6 USD a month. I'm pretty sure $6 a month. So it's just ridiculously valuable for what you get. And the reason I say G Suite is because obviously it's Google owned. So essentially everything that's Google owned is just top notch. And, all of when you start getting a bit deeper into your agency and you want to start integrating your email and your website and all this type of stuff, all the website holders out there, the website providers out there and everything else like that, it's all like integrated with G Suite. It's very, very easy. It's very simple. And just go with G Suite. But another thing I just want to say to you as well, another reason why it's just insanely powerful, is because the G Suite support system, okay, so like how you get help if you need help or whatever, the G Suite support system is honestly, it's the best that I have ever used across anything. Like, even just at like local stores to me, like physically walking in and trying to get help, like honestly, guys, when I say Google's support system is the best, like, it's insane. Like, I'm at the point now where I literally just go to the support system to get something answered, even if I know I could just quickly search it in Google and get the answer I need. I just go straight to that support system because it is so good. So trust me when I say you want to set everything up in terms of provider, your domain, your email, etc. You want to make sure it's all set up within G Suite, because it's just going to be the best provider, best experience you'll have. Okay, so that's logistics. Okay, this is how we physically set it up. This is how, where do you even go, etc., etc. This is logistics. Now let's look at the importance of the health of your email. Okay, how important is it? And obviously I've kind of touched on it at the start of this module, but let's go a bit in depth. So you need to understand that if you take advantage of your email, then it will start to get marked as spam and only ever go into spam folders. Okay, and so if your email gets to this point, then your open rates will drastically decrease, and your likelihood of getting clients through email outreach will dramatically decrease as well. This is why it's so important to keep to make sure the health of your email is at a high level, because, from face value, who really cares if your emails are going into spam? I mean, it's not a big deal. But when you start to realize that when your emails do go into spam, that dramatically decreases the likelihood of you getting a client. It's at that point where you're like, okay, this is very important. And that's why I'm trying to stress this so much, is because it literally directly correlates to your chances of getting a client. Okay, so it's very important. And really, it's because of this. Which is why I don't use mass automation softwares to send out my emails, because these softwares are a surefire way to get your emails to go into spam. Okay, so yes, technically you can use a few automation softwares when you're doing your outreach. Like, for the most part, you'll be okay as long as you're careful. And I think in a few of the future modules, I actually reference to Woodpecker as a mass automation software. And, you can use it for sure. But I mean, personally, I don't use mass automation softwares because of this exact reason, because I respect my email health so much, because I know that if that starts to get, decreased and whatnot, my likelihood of getting clients through cold outreach, whether I'm doing emails or Looms or whatever, it dramatically decreases. So it's very important. So prevention, okay? And I talk about this quite a bit, but I just want to say it here as well. Prevention is the absolute best solution, okay? If you can prevent something from happening, that's the best solution to that problem, right? You want to prevent it from happening, as opposed to having a solution to a problem once it arises. Prevent it from happening. There are a couple ways for you to actually go about preventing this. Okay, so you need to understand that G Suite has roughly a 150 limit each day on how many emails you can send out before it starts to mark you as spam. And the reason I say roughly there is because there's actually not a specific number, as it ranges between accounts, okay? I had one student where he was sending out around 200 emails a day and he wasn't really experiencing too much problem. And then I had another student where she actually sent out 100 emails in one day, just 100, so half obviously of 200, and her entire G Suite ecosystem got shut down. Her email didn't even get marked as spam. Well, obviously it did, but that wasn't all that happened. Her actual entire G Suite ecosystem got shut down because she sent out 100 in one day. Okay, so there's not a specific number, but it's around 150 each day as to how many emails you can send out before it starts to mark you as spam. Okay, and so this is why you should only send out and by the way, guys, that's 150 on cold. So if you were in conversation with multiple business owners, you're never really gonna be speaking to 150 in conversation in one day. But if it does get to that point, that's okay, because you're in conversation, you're going back and forth, that's completely fine. But I'm talking about 150 completely cold people per day. Okay, so this is why you should only send out about 20 to 30 emails per day, just to be safe from getting your email blocked and marked as spam. Okay, yes, technically you could send out 50, 60, 70, and honestly, by all means, go ahead. But as I say, prevention is the best solution. And so just to be safe, I personally never, if I have a full day where I'm just sending out loads, I never send out really more than 20 to 30 a day, because I understand that prevention is the best solution. And so I'd rather just prevent problems as opposed to fixing them once they arise, as I've already touched on. And so I like to just be, I like to follow the thing of like, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I stick around to 20 to 30 per day. Okay. And in addition, massively limit the use of words within your emails that are associated to spam. Okay. G Suite picks up on those words and then they will start thinking that you're spamming people. Okay, so again, prevention, another really good thing is to actually, decrease the use of spammy words. Okay, I know it sounds ridiculous, but honestly, guys, Google and G Suite itself actually like read through emails. Obviously, it's not actual people behind there, it's all algorithms and whatnot. But if the algorithms pick up on certain words within your emails that are marked as spam, then they're going to start marking your entire email as spam. And that's also how you start to, the health of your email massively decreases. And especially if you're doing more the script route, as you'll see in the next few modules, we talk about types of outreach and whatnot. If you're going down the more of a, scripted email route, and in that script that you send out, there's a couple spam words, then obviously those spam words are going to be consistently sent out from your email domain. And so it's definitely at that point going to be marked as spam. Okay, so you want to massively limit the use of those words. So here are some words that you should keep away from, because I know you're probably thinking, well, how the hell do I know what spam words are? Well, in this module, really, this is what we're going to be talking about, is kind of the spam words in the next few slides. So here are some that you should keep away from. So number one, okay, there's like broader categories, and then I've given you some actual physical examples of specific words and phrases. Okay, so the number one thing you want to keep away from is avoiding words that just simply look spammy. Okay, there's nothing really to it much more than they just look spammy, and you guys will know what I mean when I start going through this. So bulk buy, congratulations, and congratulations is a massive one, because I mean, again, I'm sure you guys know with these emails, in the subject line, it says, congratulations, you've won, or whatever, right? You just know it's spam. You know it's probably just completely fake, etc. Okay, so no fees, no gimmick, no hidden costs. This isn't spam. Okay, unsecured card, requires initial investment, no catch, check or money order, dear friend, internet marketing. Okay, so some of these really don't have too much of an association to what we're doing. Obviously, internet marketing is a big one, but things like check or money order, I mean, that I know this doesn't really have too much of a direct correlation to what we're doing, but I just wanted to add in a variety of, a variety of different words and phrases, just so you know, if you do start venturing into other businesses or whatever the case is, you just know that these are the type of words that just simply look spammy. And number one, as I say, you want to avoid words that simply look spammy. So number two is you want to avoid urgency words / phrases. So you need to avoid those words that are literally like this, like click here, apply now, act now, call now, click below, limited time, sign up free, what are you waiting for, urgent, this won't last, while supplies last, instant, do it today, get it now, order now, exclusive deal. These are just those urgency words that, again, they're just very, very spammy. Like, in all honesty, nothing is ever like, urgent in terms of like, for that one, while supplies last. Google knows that for 95% of people who say while supplies last or this won't last, like get yours now while it lasts or whatever, they know that it's just a marketing tactic, and you really do have multiple, hundreds or thousands of supply. Okay, and so again, it's just completely spam. And for those companies who genuinely do have a limited supply, they're not telling people because the supply is limited, because people are genuinely buying. So they don't need to be saying all of this, because people are just genuinely buying. So urgency words and phrases just never work, and they instantly get marked as spam. Okay, and number three, avoid jargon / common marketing words. And this is a big one. Okay, you want to avoid this type of stuff, because a lot of the time people think that by adding these types of words in, it's going to make the person on the other end, the prospect, potential client, whatever, it's going to make them want to buy. But it actually has the complete opposite effect. Okay, so things like warranty, luxurious, accept credit cards, as seen on, cheap, claims, discount, fantastic, joy millions, unlimited, add, investment, subject to, bargain, work from home, terms and conditions. These are just things, guys, that just get picked up so much, and you just need to be avoiding them, because as I say, not only is Google and G Suite itself gonna pick up on it, but these are the types of words anyway that you shouldn't be using, whether G Suite will block you or not. These are just not gonna get clients to be to get them to sign over to you. You need to be a lot more authentic. And again, I go into detail about this and how to structure your emails and whatnot in the next module where we talk about email outreach. But just make sure that you are avoiding these types of words and phrases and whatnot. Okay, so now I want to move. Now you know what to like avoid and think in terms of spam words and whatnot. Now I want to talk about something called canned spam. Okay, this may be something you've heard, it may not be. As I say, it's something called canned spam. So canned spam is a law that is based around any business sending out emails to sell or promote something. Okay. So canned spam applies to you, and it applies to me, and it applies to everybody who has a business and they're trying to send out cold emails to other companies or people, whoever, and they're trying to sell something. Obviously, in this case, we're trying to sell our service of social media marketing, online marketing. So this law applies to us, okay? And so the rules that canned spam implore are: don't use false or misleading information, don't use a deceptive subject line, tell subscribers where you're located, give subscribers a way to unsubscribe/opt out, honor all opt-outs quickly. Okay, so let's just touch on each point a little bit more. So don't use false or misleading information. And you know, just to touch on this whole kind of law, quote unquote law as a whole, it's basic. It's just basic integrity. It's just basic honesty that you'd probably be following anyway. Okay, you're probably going to be following this anyway. I just want to show you this specific law that's genuinely a law, right? But I mean, it's probably just stuff that you should be following anyway. Again, as I said before, in terms of the spam words, even if G Suite and Google didn't block you, you shouldn't be using them anyway, because they just don't work. And again, even if this wasn't a law, you still shouldn't be using false or misleading information. And obviously that's just you saying to a company that you can guarantee them 100,000 per month when you genuinely can't. You can't use false or misleading information. Same thing goes with like case studies. You can't send them fake case studies. They have to be from yourself or from your team member, right? Don't use a deceptive subject line. It's just basic stuff. Don't tell them in this email you are going to be able to make $100,000, right? And these are just ones I'm rattling off the top of my head, but just don't use stuff like that, because it's deceptive. If they open their email, they're not going to get 100,000. It's just not going to happen. So don't use deceptive subject lines. I'm all for using very unique approaches and different things to obviously catch their attention. That's what you want. That's what marketing comes down to, is to catch the attention of your ideal customer or client or whatever. Just don't make it deceptive. Okay, that's all you need to do. You can go around it in very unique, as I say, very unique ways and whatnot. Just don't make it deceptive. Next thing you need to do, really, to be honest, guys, those last 3 points there: tell subscribers where you're located, give subscribers a way to unsubscribe/opt out, honor all opt-outs quickly. Those last 3 points definitely do apply more so to when you are sending out mass automation to email lists that have opted into like lead gen funnels and whatnot. It definitely applies more so to those types of emails. So I mean, really, for cold outreach, you don't really need to worry about those. Again, I just want to explain this kind of law, canned spam, and those, the spam words as well that we talked about just previously. Majority of them won't be used for us anyway. I just want to bring your attention to it, okay? Now, I know I've thrown a lot of information at you and it may seem overwhelming, but don't worry. I know there's so much stuff here that I've thrown at you, different things you probably never even thought about. I mean, you've probably just been thinking about how to reach out to business owners and never really thought about even like email health or anything like that. I understand. So here's all you need to ensure you're following. Okay, and again, I know I've thrown a lot of information, but here is all you need to ensure that you're following. These kind of main 6 points here that I've got. like they cover everything that you need to worry about, or at least just be thinking about. Okay, and as I say there, this isn't in any specific order. This is just kind of everything you need to be thinking about in kind of 6 main steps. Okay, that's really all it is. I wanted to break it down so it's easy for you guys, so you don't get overwhelmed. It's just these few things are just the main things that you want to be focusing in on in order to prevent anything bad from happening to your email. Okay, so first things first, refrain from automating as much as possible. Again, as I've already touched on, there's quite a few people who you do send automated, cold outreach emails, and that's great, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't comply with certain things as well as just sending it out manually. Manually, yes, from face value, it takes longer or whatever, but thinking long term with your agency and whatnot, it just is such a better route. Again, if you do want to automate, it's fine. I recommend something like Woodpecker is a good one, but just try as much as possible to refrain from automating as much as possible. Number 2, make sure it's relevant. Okay, this is super important. Make sure it's relevant, i.e. only reach out to prospects who qualify, as this ensures your services are relevant. Okay, so in the next module, or actually it might be the one before this, I talk about qualifying and how to make sure that every single every single company you reach out to is actually qualified for your services. By doing this, you're making sure that your outreaching and whatnot is being sent out to companies where it's actually relevant for them. Okay, if somebody emails me about, what's a good example? If somebody emails me about a new skateboard that's out, like that's so irrelevant to me. And so stuff like that, when you send out emails like that, you reach out to companies who just don't have whatever it is, right? Maybe you don't even have a business and you're just sending it out to mass emails. Like it's just not relevant. So as I say, make sure it's relevant. Number 3, avoid using spam words. You guys know that now. I've gone through the whole list and whatnot of spam words that you should be avoiding. Number 4, if you can, try and make the emails personalized. Okay, first few lines is more than enough. So like you'll see again in the next module, I'll be talking about actual physically reaching out to companies and whatnot. How should you do it? Should you do more the script route? Should you do more the personalized route? I personally, it's tough because like if you do the entire email personalized, then it takes so much longer to reach out to a multitude of companies. If you do if you're just copying and pasting emails, scripts to everybody, obviously you can reach out to a lot more people a lot quicker. But you want to try and just add maybe just a few, like I say there, just even a few personal lines initially, like even just the first line itself, just make it somewhat personalized to the company. And again, this is going to massively help with your email health, because when they open it, they're going to be able to see straight off the bat, even if the rest of the email is scripted, the first line is going to literally say something, like I say, around their company or something that's personalized to them. And they're going to feel as though the entire email is personalized. Okay. And again, this just simply helps with your email health. Now, number 5, don't send out more than 20 to 30 a day max. Don't send out more than 20 to 30 a day. Max is 150, as I've already touched on, but it's better to be safe at 20 to 30 outreaches per day. It's better to be safe as 20 to 30 outreaches per day is actually more than enough. If you send out 20 to 30 contacts every single day to highly qualified e-commerce businesses, I can guarantee you guys that is more than enough for you to get your first, anywhere from like 1 to 5 clients through just cold outreach. It's way more than enough. 20 to 30 each and every day to highly qualified leads. It's more than enough. People think, I need to start sending out 100 emails a day or whatever. But it's just not needed. And again, in order to ensure your email stays healthy, it's continuing to be sent to the primary inbox, etc., 20 to 30 a day is a good number, but it's not like that hampers us anyway, because as I say there, 20 to 30 a day is more than enough. And number 6, make sure that you run everything through G Suite email and domain. Again, I've already touched on this, so just make sure you follow these 6 points, guys, and really that's all you need to do in order to ensure your email is consistently staying healthy, your email is consistently being sent to primary inboxes, etc. That's all it comes down to. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on as well is to prepare your email. Okay, so now this is something you should do before you start reaching out to companies. And you know why I'm talking about this is because I've done this with my newest email, kai@kaibax.com, and it has worked amazingly well. Okay, so before you even think about reaching out to companies, if you've just set up your email, okay, you've literally watched this training, you've gone to G Suite, you have now gone ahead and set up your domain, you've set up your email, etc., etc. So it's a brand new email. Nothing's ever been sent to it, nothing's been sent from it. You need to prepare that email. And the best way to do it is to have a conversation with yourself, okay? I know this sounds ridiculous, but have a conversation with yourself with your new email and an older one that you've been using for a while. This will show G Suite that you're being genuine as you're having real conversations with real emails, okay? So as I say, just pick one of your older emails or a few of your older emails that you have, and just have a conversation. So send an email to that email, you log into that email account and resend, just have a conversation like that with your brand new email, because this is going to show G Suite that like you're a genuine person having genuine conversations with genuine people, okay? You can also do this with some, you can do the same things with a couple of your buddies as well. Just say to a couple of your buddies, like, I'm just trying to prepare my email. Can we, like, instead of talking on Instagram for today or Snapchat or whatever you guys talk on, can we just talk through email just to like prepare my email? That's all you need to do. And you want to do this over the course of like a week or so with around 5 different emails before you start reaching out to companies. Again, this just solidifies it to G Suite that you're a genuine person having genuine conversations with genuine people. And then when you start to reach out to companies, they will, adopt this same mindset to them and think that you're, which you are, but sometimes it may get a bit spammy, as we've talked about. They will just think that you're a genuine person reaching out to genuine people, trying to have a genuine conversation. Okay, so preparing your email is really important, as it's going to depict how well your email health holds up in like the initial couple months of you sending out your email, sending out emails through your new email provider. Okay. Now, let's look at how do you know if your email is going into spam or not? Because when you send out an email, you don't get told as to whether it's gone into spam or whether it's gone to primary, or really you don't get told where it's gone. Okay, you just put in the email address that you want to reach out to, and then all Gmail says is it's sent. So you don't actually know where that's gone. Well, the easiest way to check super quickly is simply just email your mum's email and just see where it lands. Okay, does it go into spam, promotions, primary, etc.? Okay, just do your mum's there, because that's actually what I did when I was very first starting out with this. And I didn't have any money to put it through any softwares or anything like that. So I just literally email my mom or just whoever, just somebody that you haven't emailed before. Just pick an email address that you haven't emailed before, send out the exact same emails you're sending out to your cold prospects, and just see where it lands. Okay, and then that will show you whether it goes into spam, promotions, or primary, etc. And another good way to see the reputation of your email is using softwares like SenderScore. Okay, so there's softwares out there that you can actually put your email address into, and it will give you kind of somewhat of a report and show you the reputation that email domain actually has. And as I say, softwares like SenderScore is, they're really good, and that will show you how well your email is performing. And as I say, there's a multitude of softwares out there which you can use, and majority are free, but I personally think SenderScore is one of the best, and it's what I personally use. And so that's going to help you see, because we want to be doing all this prevention. Okay, and as I go on to say here, prevention is the best solution. Okay, always remember that prevention is the best solution. So in this module, we've gone through so much prevention that we can do, and if you implement all of that, then you should be fine, right? But after a couple months and whatnot, you're still implementing the prevention techniques. You still want to check just to see how things are going. And then, as I say, that's where this stuff comes into play. That's where you want to, just email a random email that you haven't emailed before and just see where it goes. Or put it through something like SenderScore, and you'll be able to see the reputation that your email domain is upholding. Okay, so I highly recommend that you implement everything I've gone through in this module, as this will prevent your emails from going into spam. And now you guys know the importance of your emails, ensuring that your emails are going into the primary folders of your clients or potential clients, because if they're going into spam, they just genuinely won't be checked, because I guarantee you like 9 out of 10 people just never look at anything other than their primary, like myself. Okay, so you want to make sure they're always going into primary. Best solution to do that is just to prevent it but also making sure that you're keeping on top of it by putting it through things like Sender Score. Okay, so guys, so bit of a longer module here, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helps you in terms of email health and email logistics, etc., etc. And with that being said, now with this, with this being implemented, we can now move on to how to actually physically reach out to the brands that we have seen have qualified, etc., etc. So guys, with that being said, I will see you in the next module.